but they have more or less neutrons. Okay, so we can go here, and here's our isotopes of hydrogen. There's 3 different isotopes of hydrogen called protium, deuterium, and tritium. Okay, all of these 3 are still hydrogen. They are still hydrogen, but what happens is they have different protons, and thus they are isotopes. And that's the only reason why you can't determine, why they can't just tell you the amount of neutrons found in an atom, because they're different isotopes. So how do you determine that? Well, you have to do a bit of a calculation. We have different isotopes of uranium also. Okay, you have uranium-235 and uranium-238. Now, the 235 and the 238 is the atomic weight. Right? On the periodic table, you find the atomic weight, at least in this periodic table, in the lower left-hand, the bottom left-hand corner. Alright? So in the upper left-hand corner, you find the atomic number, which tells you how many protons and electrons, but the atomic weight on the lower bottom corner, the lower left-hand corner, tells you the weight of the protons and the neutrons combined. On the periodic table, they couldn't list every single, or they didn't want to list every single isotope of an element, so what they do is on the bottom where you see the atomic weight, they average in the different types of neutrons, of isotopes atomic weight. So in uranium's case, you have uranium-238, uranium-235, I think there's a uranium-240, I'm not positive, but they averaged in all the weights of that, and that was the atomic weight given for uranium. So if you're given uranium-238, and I'm going to go to my camera here, alright, all you have to do is take the atomic weight of that isotope and subtract it from the atomic number of uranium, which will always be the same regardless of which isotope it is. Alright, so turn on record on my camera here. Alright, uranium-235. So you know you have, the atomic weight of all the protons and neutrons found in uranium-235 is always going to be 235. So what do? You take the atomic number, which is always going to be 92. Now remember, the atomic number, which is the number of protons and or electrons in an element, is never going to change. It's always going to be the same for uranium. So the atomic number for uranium is 92. Okay, so we do 235 minus 92, and we're left with 143. So that's how we know how many neutrons are in an atom of uranium-235, an isotope of uranium. 238 is, you do the same thing, 238 minus 92. Sorry about that. And 238 minus 92 is going to give you 146. Alright? So all the different isotopes of an element have different atomic weights, which on the periodic table you will always find in the lower left-hand corner, at least on this periodic table. And that's going to tell you exactly what the weight that you need to determine how many protons, how many neutrons an element has.